Hey hikers, before we get into today's episode, I just want to let you know that I'm currently enrolling for my Hiker's Knee Prevention program. Now, I'm looking specifically for hikers who struggle with some type of knee pain on the trail and who want to get strong and pain-free over the next 12 weeks so they can conquer every adventure. Now, whether you wanted to get started in December or set yourself up for a really strong start to 2021, I would absolutely love to hear from you. So with this in mind, this week's episodes are going to be themed around knee pain while hiking. And we're going to be diving into a few different topics around hiker's knee, which are very important for long-term change. Now, if you do struggle with this and you want to learn a little bit more about this program, please shoot me a message via Instagram, Facebook, or email me at rowan@summitstrength.com.au. From there, we can have a chat and see if or how I might be a good fit for your goals and if or how you might be a good fit for this particular program. Because life is too short to live in pain, and hiking is too much of a wonderful thing not to be enjoying every step of the way. So I really do hope to hear from you. All right, hello guys. Today we are talking through some strategies a hiker can use when they struggle with knee pain actually on the trail. So this week we've been talking about prevention strategies, training strategies, relief strategies, but today we're diving into when you're actually on the trail, when you're in the middle of a hike and your knee starts flaring up, what can you actually do to help relieve that and help you moving forward? Now, I find this is a really, really important subject to dive into because I know, there are always going to be times in a training journey or a knee prevention journey where you want to get out hiking and you want to go out and enjoy yourself. And maybe you might not be 100% ready for a particular hike, but you go anyway and you do get a flare up of pain. And it is important to be aware of what you can do to help minimize this pain, to help you enjoy your hiking as well as you can. So this has a few different areas which we're going to be diving into. And I'm going to be breaking this down into a few different sections. So essentially, number one, first and foremost, if you are struggling with knee pain in the middle of a hike, first and foremost, slow down. Now, this is a really, really significant tip for many, many hikers out there in the case that for many people, the pure act of just slowing down your walking can relieve a bit of discomfort from your knees. Now, the reason behind this is number one, if you are walking quicker than you normally used to. So if you're walking with a friend who's a bit faster than you, if you're walking with a group or whatever it may be, we're naturally going to want to try and keep up with them and walk at a bit of a quicker pace. But 9 times out of 10, when we're walking at this quicker pace, it can put a little bit extra pressure through the knees. In a perfect world, if we didn't have any aches or pains, it probably is not a big deal. But if you're not used to it and if you're not ready for it, it can put a little bit extra pressure through your knees. So in this situation, if you are walking a bit quicker, slow your pace down to your normal walking pace, calm yourself down, force yourself to go at your own walk, and it may very well help. Now, in the situation where you're already walking by yourself and you are still getting knee pain, slow down even further, just a little bit slower. It may make all the difference. It may take a little bit of pressure off your knees. It may take a little bit of stress out of your hiking, and it may be a really simple solution. So first and foremost, slow down. Number 2, shift your load. Now, if you do happen to be hiking with a friend or with a group and you've got a pack on your back, whether it's a day pack or a full pack, and you are getting a flare up of knee pain, ask for help. Ask someone if you can shift out a couple of kilos from your pack into their pack. Now, that may sound like the worst thing in the world. In regards to, I know it's very, very hard for us to reach out for help, to lean on people in those situations. But if you're struggling with knee pain and you feel like it's creeping on, shift a little bit of weight. Because every single kilo you can get off your back is going to take a hugely disproportionate amount of extra force off your knees. So even if you can just shift a single kilo of water, it's going to make all the difference. So highly recommend, suck up your courage, ask for help. It may go a long way. Number 3 is self-massage. Now, if you're halfway through a hike and your knee's flaring up, sometimes obviously you're not going to be able to stop. But a bit of self-massage, if you take 5 minutes to do this, can often make all the difference. It can decrease our sensitization to pain. If I said that right, I probably didn't pronounce that, but that's all right. But it can decrease that. It can help us feel a bit more comfortable. It can potentially release tight muscles, which may be causing compensations. And it's just a really, really easy way of giving yourself a little bit of pain relief. So essentially, if you are struggling with knee pain on the trail, two areas, well, a general rule of thumb is a really, really easy way to work it, is you want to get a trekking pole, a water bottle, or the handle of your trekking pole, and you want to work and massage above and below the issue. So generally for hikers, this will end up being working the calves, potentially the top of the calves, and also the quadriceps. Maybe a little bit of hamstrings if it's on the back of the leg. Spend 2 minutes on the spot, work through it, try to leave a little bit of tension. You can do that once. You can take a 5-minute break every hour if it's really bad or whatever you need to do. But a little self-massage above and below the issue can make all the difference. Number 4 is you want to manage your fatigue. So essentially, if you are struggling with knee pain on the trail, as you get more tired, as your legs get more tired and fatigued, as you get exhausted, more than likely that pain is probably going to get a little bit worse, a little bit worse, a little bit worse. So we want to do everything we can to manage that fatigue, to reduce the likelihood of those legs, getting too tired and the supporting muscles getting too tired, to reduce that chance of reaching the exhausted state. It might not be a cure, but it's definitely going to stop things getting much worse. So essentially in this situation, you want to, number 1, control your hiking pace. So before we're talking about slowing down, and definitely control your pace while going up hills or along the flat, and don't go outrageously fast. Number 2, force yourself to take rests before you need them. So have 5 minutes every hour, like I said before, do a bit of self-massage. That may be a bit frustrating having to stop that often, but taking rest before you get tired, super, super significant. On the same front is having a snack before you get tired. Keep on eating, keep on drinking your electrolyte supplements or whatever it may be, because generally we can eat more and generally we perform better with more food in our stomach than what we generally eat on the trail. So prompt yourself to regularly eat, snack a little bit something every hour, or have a bit of a bigger snack every couple of hours or whatever it may be, and that can make all the difference. And stay on top of your hydration as well. Make sure you're drinking enough. Don't wait till you're absolutely thirsty, or don't wait till your rest periods to actually have a drink. Have small sips of water constantly. Manage your hydration. It can do wonders for your fatigue. Those 4 little areas, very, very simple, but it can make all the difference. And then finally, pain relief. Now, if it is getting bad and you do happen to have some pain relief, painkillers or whatever it may be in your first aid kit, don't be a hero and avoid it if you need them. Now, I'm not saying go out and have a handful of painkillers every time you hike, but if you do need them and you do have them, don't feel guilty about taking them. Use your common sense, be smart about it, but use a bit of pain relief if you need. Now, those 5 areas they can be all done on a day hike or an overnight hike or whatever it may be. Specifically on an overnight hike, there are a few other bits and pieces you can do to help you get through. Now, number 1, so we mentioned the self-massage, and on an overnight hike, this becomes even more important. And I generally recommend when you get into camp or just before you go to bed, maybe spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes doing self-massage, doing stretching, working those muscles above and below the issue. Spend a bit of extra time on that in the evening. Spend a bit of time on that in the morning if you're not getting up at the crack of dawn to hike. That can make all the difference. Now, if you do have access to a river, to a lake, if you're lucky enough to be in that situation, or a beach or whatever it may be, getting your knees and getting your legs into the water and doing a bit of movement around there is always going to be super beneficial, particularly if it's cold water. And if you are lucky enough to have access to that, suck up your courage, get in the water, spend 10, 15 minutes in there. It can make all the difference. Number 3 is compression tights. Now, in this situation, all the time, I recommend hikers on overnight hikes bring compression recovery tights. They're such a great thing for recovery. I've talked about them again and again and again on this podcast. If you're aware that you struggle with knee pain, you always should bring them on overnight hikes, because they're one of those really, really easy things you can do to help your recovery a little bit, to relieve a little bit of pain, and help you just feel better the next day. Super light, comparatively very, very beneficial. So if you do have them, and your knee's been hurting you, put them on after you're hiking for a couple of hours, or wear them overnight, and it can make a significant difference. And then final point on this is warm up. Now, when you wake up in the morning, more than likely your knee is going to be sore, or it might go the other way, it might be fine. But either way, you want to make sure you warm up before the next day's hiking. So essentially what you want to do here is you want to mobilize the ankles, the hips, and maybe the hamstrings as well. So do that self-massage, do a couple of stretches, stretch out your calves, stretch out your hips, get your joints ready to tackle your hiking, and it will do you well. If it's as simple as just getting the blood moving before you get actually hiking, that's going to be beneficial. If you can improve that range of motion a little bit, that's going to be beneficial. But make sure you spend a few minutes warming up instead of just walking away if you're struggling with this knee discomfort, because it makes a significant difference. So there you go. Some very, very simple tips to help manage knee pain when you're actually on the trail. Slow down, shift your load, do some self-massage, manage fatigue, look at pain relief, and then if you're on the overnight hikes, do some more stretching, do some more self-massage, water therapy if you get a chance to, compression tights, and warm up in the morning. Very, very simple things. Most hikers be able to do it, but I guarantee you, if you do put all those into action and you are struggling with the discomfort on the trail, it probably will make a bit of a difference. It's not going to be a magic fix. It's not going to solve the issue, and that's where the training and all the other stuff I talk about comes in. But if you're actually on the trail and just looking to get through it a little bit more comfortable, give those a go, and I promise you they will work. Now, this week, if you haven't heard already, is I am enrolling for my Hiker's Knee Prevention Program. So if you have been listening to these episodes over the last few days and you're like, you know what, Rowan, I struggle with knee pain. It's not getting better on its own. I need a bit of help with this and I'm ready to make a change. This is for you. Now, I'm looking specifically for hikers who struggle with some type of knee pain on the trail, and they want to get on top of that as well as getting fit and strong over the next 12 weeks. Now, whether you wanted to get started in December or set yourself up for a super strong January, I would absolutely love to hear from you. If you do struggle with this and you want to learn a little bit more about how this all works, shoot me a message via Facebook or Instagram to the Summit Strength page, or email me at rowan@summitstrength.com.au, and we can have a chat and see if and how you might be a good fit for my program, and if or how I might be a good fit for your particular situation. So if you are struggling with it and you want to make a change, maybe now's the time to reach out for help. So thank you so much for listening today, guys. I hope you got a little bit out of it, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.